Hi, welcome to the Yoga Pantry with me, Tash. Today we're in the Auckland Domain. It's beautiful. It may rain, but that's Auckland for you. Today's little video is about opening and releasing pressure and tension in the feet, in the ankles, the soles of the feet, the ankles. Basically, it's all about our foot. So you may need, or you will need, a golf ball or a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball or something that you can roll your feet on. Golf balls are definitely the best. They can be quite painful though, so if your feet are quite sore, then maybe you want to start off with a tennis ball and work your way down to a golf ball. So go and grab your balls and join me. Come down to your mat and just lean back, sit nice and comfortably. Actually, you don't really need a mat, but it's nice to have one. We're just going to gently release out those feet. Just let them flop out, roll around, and then let's start to gently release our ankles, nice circles, circling them in, and go nice and slowly, inhaling and exhaling. Pay attention to your feet. That helps to connect the mind, the body and the breath together. Take your time, releasing any crunches, any cracks, anything that's going on there. Let's roll back the other way. Just see how that feels. Release that out. Now we're going to sit into Vajrasana to stretch out the tops of those ankles there. And I'll give you some variations if it's too intense. So first of all, in fact, let's just come to our knees and tuck those toes in. See how that feels? If that's already intense for you, then just stay here. But if you can, start to gently sit back onto the heels. So now we get to open up those feet. We get to get into the toes. We get into the arches of our feet. And breathe. If it's too intense, every now and then come up, release the pressure. But if you can, just try and breathe here for a few breaths. Remember, if it's too tight, come up, relieve the pressure, come back down. And let's come off there. Flatten those feet out and sit down. Again, if this feels really intense for you, you can get a rolled blanket and just place it underneath the ankle there. You can also place some blankets underneath the knees for a little knee support, and we're just going to sit into it. Just let those ankles open out. If that's too much, come up and release out. We're going to tuck those toes under again and sit back down onto those heels. Show you from this end. So we're sitting into that. And then release out again. Now walk your hands behind you. Open up through the heart. We'll just get a nice big stretch here. And then release. And you might just want to stay here. This might be enough for you. But if it feels okay, lift those knees a little bit or a whole lot. Again, it depends on the flexibility you have in your ankles. For those of you that are quite flexible and are quite comfortable here, you can just balance. Or just hang out here. Any variation, and let's release that out. Release out the feet and then come back onto your seat. Stretch those legs out Now you can do this in a seat. Bring the leg on top of your other one, and we're going to get our fingers in between those toes. Some people don't like this. This can creep people out a whole bunch. I didn't used to like stuff between my toes, but now it's quite satisfying. So we're just getting in there, and just give the foot a nice squeeze. Squeeze it out. See how that feels, and then rub the sole of the foot so that we get some energy going there, some warmth, and in fact rub the top of the foot as well. We're gonna whack that foot out. So trying to get the circulation down there, move it around, rub the foot out, and now give yourself a lovely foot massage. So get into that, get into the ball of the foot. Get into the toes and the tips of the feet, the little sinus points there. And if you feel that that's quite painful, well then ease off, but don't avoid that spot. Just get right in there and get to know your feet really well. Massage them out. Don't forget the tops of the feet as well. Massage into the heel. Bend the toes if that feels okay. You can pull the toes out. Just really go with your own intuition and your own guidance and see what feels nice for you. Get both hands in there and massage it out. We're going to get deeper with that golf ball, so I'm just warming up here. See how that feels? And we're going to hold the back of our leg, lift that leg up, and again, roll those ankles out. Roll back the other way. You can do this in a seat. In fact, if you do the chair yoga for the lower body, there's some stuff there to open up the feet and the ankles as well. And just shake that out. Release that leg out, shake it out, and let's come to the other side. So grab this foot. Give it a nice rub. Gosh, my feet need moisturizing. Rub it out. Rub the top. Give it a good whack. Let's get in between the toes. If that just creeps you out, just do one at a time. Just see how that goes for you. But if you can hold hands with your feet, it's quite satisfying. Get in there, squeeze it out. Open up those toes. And then massage that foot out. A lovely big, I've got quite bendy thumbs, so I actually like to use the bone of my first thumb joint to get in there, but you can totally use the tips of your thumbs as well. However your hands are built, go with that. Whole thumb, whole fingers. Don't forget the tops of the feet. The heels. Our feet do so much work for us, and we jam them into uncomfortable shoes. We do some crazy things on our feet, and our feet hold up our entire body. So it's nice to actually give them a lovely little treat. And after we finish all of this, give your feet a soak in a nice warm milk bath, or some warm water as well. And then give them a little rub down with some olive oil or some coconut oil, just to moisturize them out, especially if they're as dry looking as mine. All right, so release that out and shake off that energy from the hands as well. So our body is all connected, so when we start to work that stuff out of our bodies, we want to shake it off everywhere else. Rock that out. Now widen out the legs and roll in from the hips so that we're rolling in. And your hips may not internally rotate as much as mine, so your feet may not come to the ground, but we want that rotation to happen from the hips, and we're just getting a gentle stretch out through the sides. Release that out. And now Again, externally rotate. Now notice my hips don't externally rotate as much. This is coming from the hip, not the knees, and not so much from the ankles. We're just trying to open out those legs as well. Breathe into it, shake that out. All right, grab your ball. Now, I would recommend you doing this in a seat if you find it's a little hard to balance while you rub your foot around on your ball. So all we're gonna do is roll it out. And this is where you start to find all of the things wrong with your foot. Now, I've had some people in my classes who feel nothing at all, and I'm not sure if that's because their feet are just great and fine, or maybe they're not actually giving it enough chance to roll around and then really dig in there. Breathe. Make sure you breathe. If you're feeling this, I always feel this, make sure you breathe. If I have a tension headache and there's a lot of stress in my back, it's amazing what rolling out my feet on a golf ball can do as well. And it just opens up the feet. You want to do this for quite some time. You can do this while you're watching TV as well, just the golf ball thing. Just sit there on your seat or stand up so that you build a bit of strength in the standing leg, and try and explore every single part of the foot. If it's particularly painful, ease off, don't avoid it, ease off and just rub that one spot until you feel it ease out a bit. And then you can move off to another spot. Breathe. Our feet are chocker full of reflexology points. And all of the points, those reflexology points in our feet, connect to the rest of our body. So it's pretty powerful stuff. If you think about your foot with the tip of the toes there being the head and all the way down to the heel being the base of the body, you kind of get a rough idea of where the points are. Tips of the toes generally are our sinus points. Oh, my heel. It's going clickety, crunchity, crunchity, click. Okay, my other leg's getting sore now, so let me shake that out. And before you go to the other side, just walk around a little bit. See how that feels. How do your feet feel? Do they feel different? Does the one that just got rubbed out feel more open and flatter and more comfortable? Let's swap sides now. Coming to the other side. Lost my ball. Keep control of your ball. If you need to hold on to something, go ahead and do that. And breathe. Breathe deep. I'll get out of that little depression here. The earth is very spongy underneath me right now. It's pretty cool. Breathe. Oh, I've got a different point. This one is right underneath the ball of my big toe. Wowzers. Yeah. How are yours? What can you feel? What's going on there? Breathe. All the other stuff that we do today in this class is a bonus, really. This is the meat and potatoes of what I've found helps me open up my feet, relieve the pressure in the soles of my feet, especially. And if your ankles are giving you an issue, then do this in a seat. Breathe into it, keep going. You can get actual balls for your feet. They're like they're slightly bigger than a golf ball, and some of them have little nodules on them, little knobs. Those are great as well. When I was in Texas recently for a conference and I had a few days off, I was walking around all day long. And I so regretted not bringing a golf ball with me. However, luckily, I went into Ross Dress for Less and they happened to have a reflexology kit. So 2 balls, one smooth one and one knobby one. Oh my God, I went home that night in the hotel and I just rubbed my feet out for ages and it was so good. Breathe. Don't lose control of your golf ball. All right, a few more. Just get in there. Tennis ball, of course, you can totally use a tennis ball. It's a little softer though. I like the golf ball because it's small, so it can get into the little bits of your foot that a tennis ball really can't. All right, whew, okay, that's quite enough for my foot there. Wow, let's walk around a little bit, see how that feels. Now, if that's feeling okay, we're gonna walk up and down our mat on the edges of our feet. If this feels okay for you, this is gonna help strengthen out those ankles. Let's walk just gently and back. It's a bit unstable, the ground beneath me right here. And then turn in, kind of like you need to go to the loo. Walk it forward and back. We're trying to walk on the inside edge of our foot now. All right, and then release that out. Now, a nice way to strengthen our ankles up, because if you are getting sore ankles, possibly it's because they're quite weak. So find a nice stable position, Tadasana, feet hip width apart, stack your bones here. So look for those hip bones. Mine are quite prominent, so they're easy to find. And then you can come down through the knees and down through the ankles, and you should be nice and stacked. It's about 1 palm width between your feet. Peel those toes up, stretch them out. My toes are quite open and wide, I think from being barefoot a lot as a child, and then release them down. Press up to the toes. Now connect down through the inside, through the ball of the big toe. That's going to harness the strength of our inner thigh line. But also this movement here, it strengthens the ankles. Try not to let the feet wobble out. Pressing down through the big toe line is going to help them stay in, and then release down. Let's rock back a bit, and you can have a chair in front of you for balance here. Press up. Whoa, uneven ground, and down and up. Stretch it up, feel that openness, and down and up. Now another cool nifty tip is if you have one of those glass Coke bottles, rub your foot up and down a glass Coke bottle, and you're going to get a lovely massage through your feet like that as well. So if you don't have a golf ball, a Coke ball, a Coke bottle, and then shake that out because those ankles are probably getting pretty tired there. Alrighty, let's come back down to our hands and our knees. Tuck your toes. And we're in our lovely tabletop position here. And then just press back towards those heels. Back and start to lift the feet, roll into it. Now we're getting into the front of those ankles. We're getting into the toes, and we're getting into the arches of our feet, and release out. Drop those feet and just give them a little pat, tops of the feet, not to be neglected as well. Tuck again, roll back, and release, pat. And then let's do a down dog because we can. So walk those hands forward about a palm print, tuck and reach up, and tread. Walk your dog. And then reach back into those heels, reach up into the toes, release the feet, drop down, child's pose, sinking your hips down towards your heels, release the body. And gently come up. And that's pretty much it. Just see how they feel. Just a quick bonus. I'm not sure if the tree is in view for the other camera, but another thing you can do is come to a wall, and this is actually really good for the feet as well. Let me see if the tree will work for me here. Come to a wall, feet up, lie down. Oh, I'm going down the thing. Press your feet into the wall and lift. Press and lift. Make sure that you're not lifting so high that your neck and shoulders are feeling pressure, but we're just pressing our feet into the wall. And release. And then to finish off, and you can do that 1 or 2 times, and then to finish off, you can roll yourself right close to the wall, and my wall is a little bit uneven. Take your legs up the wall and finish here. And rest there as long as you need to. Oh, yeah, love the outdoors. So that hopefully will help you, David, especially release the pressure from your ankles and your feet. I hope that really helped. Please let me know how you felt about it, and if you need more, I can definitely make you another video. And anyone else, if you have any other requests, let me know. I love doing these clips. I love being challenged. So have an awesome day, and I'll see you really soon. Namaste.